Welcome to the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hard with Mike Big Buck Hoffner. On today's show, we're going to be talking to the DNR about their Report All poaching room. And you know, Mike, it's very important for hunters out there to be active in preserving our outdoors.
Well, you know, Tim, it sounds like a frustrating experience when we do this, but it's what hunting is all about. Is we want to make sure that we have a safe environment. We want to make sure that people follow the rules correctly, because that's what makes hunting an enjoyable season, is not having to deal with getting a ticket.
Also on the show this week, we've got Tim King with Whitetail Kings in southern Ohio, and they're giving away a hunt this year on the Q1 Buck Poll. So him and his daughter are out, and they get a nice looking buck. And then finally, we're going to conclude with your wood choices when it comes to jerky with Tim, the Jerky Brewer.
I saw Tim this summer, man. He says he's got the Fu Manchu. He's back at it and ready to go.
All right, he'll have some great tips all throughout the year. All that and more right here on the Q1 Buck Poll. Stay tuned.
Q1 Buck Poll, Michigan's biggest and best buck poll contest. Brought to you by these sponsors who support Michigan's great outdoors.
Back here on the Q1 Buck Poll, again, Tim Hart and Mike Big Buck Hoffner. It's now time to talk with the DNR about their RAP room, the Report All poaching room. And Mike, as we talked about in the intro, very important for hunters to be involved and to preserve and take care of our great outdoors.
I think that's all part of the art of deer hunting, the conservation piece that goes along with it. And you know, Tim, in my past years, I've witnessed some of those types of things going on, and I think it is unethical for hunters to be involved in doing those wrong things out in the woods, and I'm glad they got the program.
365 days a year, 24/7. You can call the RAP room. We've got Dominique Clemente with us. She is a shift supervisor here in the RAP room. What does RAP stand for?
Report All Poaching. This is the Report All Poaching hotline call center. Our dispatchers are available, as you said, 365 days a year, 24/7, including holidays, at 800-292-7800. Program it in your phone.
There you go, especially when you're out in the lakes or in the woods or wherever you're out enjoying our great environment here in the state of Michigan. How long has the RAP room been in existence?
The hotline has been in existence since 1980. The call center started out as a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 kind of thing, and it has evolved to what we have today with actual emergency dispatchers.
Now, a lot of people have their cell phones, whether you're enjoying whatever of the natural resources out there. You've got your cell phone with you, and this can be a valuable tool. So if I see something going on that is illegal, what should I do?
If you can take a picture of it without revealing that you've done it, that's great. We've got evidence then for the officer. You can use it to take a picture of a license plate, to take a picture of a watercraft registration, anything that's going to help you remember details of the event so that you can relay the information to a conservation officer or to the dispatcher.
What type of information are you looking for?
We're looking for the nature of the violation, the county, the township, nearest city, an address if you have it, crossroads, a landmark, something that will allow the officer to investigate your complaint. Suspect information, a description if you know the person's name, anything that would be identifiable, vehicles.
Some people might be hesitant out there. They're like, well, I don't want to really get involved, but I see this going on. Can they remain anonymous?
If they choose to, yes. You can be completely anonymous. However, all complaints are confidential. The information will only go to the conservation officer. It doesn't get spread any further than that.
Dominique, really, as people are out there, again, and I talk about, enjoying what we have here in the state of Michigan, really, that's the eyes and ears of the conservation officers.
Exactly. The officers can't be everywhere all the time. And we really rely on the public because they are out there everywhere. They see it happening. We'll have people who will call and say, well, I don't want to give you a name, or I don't really want to turn someone in. Well, the problem with that is they're stealing from you and they're stealing from me. That person doesn't have to know that you called. And it is going to make it better for all of us.
Right. Well, it's just going to keep our resources, for everybody.
Exactly.
So we're obviously in deer hunting season, and the number of bucks, the size bucks. I mean, there's a variety of things that go on in the woods during deer hunting season. But don't be hesitant. If you see something going on wrong out there, again, call, and you can call anytime, right?
You can call anytime. We ask that you call as soon as you are aware of the violation. Say you're following a vehicle that pulls off to the side of the road, fires out the window, and takes off. Call us immediately. Don't call your buddy. Don't go home and think about it for a while and call. Call as soon as possible. We can get a conservation officer out there that much faster, which greatly increases the likelihood that there will be a successful conviction.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, Dominique Clemente, shift supervisor here in the wrap room. Report all poaching. Again, be the eyes and ears out there when you're enjoying our great resources here in the state of Michigan. And if you see something going on wrong, call the wrap room and help get a conservation officer on the scene. I'm Tim Hart. We've got more coming up. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. The Wrap Room is just one of the great programs that the DNR has instituted. And again, if you'd like more information about what the DNR is doing, whether it's the deer plan this year, the Wrap Room, or anything that they've got going on, you can go to the DNR's website. Mike, it has a lot of information out there.
Yeah, Tim, they've given us so information, but I think I like this piece of information because it's about the ethical way that you need to be a good deer hunter.
Stay with us. When we come back, we're going hunting in southern Ohio with Tim King of Whitetail Kings. And then after that, it's Tim the Jerky Brewer. He's going to be talking about wood choices when you're making your jerky this year. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. Now at Outfitters Taxidermy in Vicksburg, one of the locations where you can register your deer here with Larry Bauman, and he is a taxidermist. We're at his new showroom, and looks like you're always constantly updating here with the new showroom. Larry, tell me a little bit about Outfitters Taxidermy.
Oh, we've been in business probably 15, 16 years. I just built this new building last year, new facility. Not quite done yet. I got a lot more things I want to do here yet.
Looks like you, I don't want to say specialize in deer, but there's a lot of deer mounts all over the place. Yep. But there's bear, there's fox, there's turkey. Looks like you do just about everything here. Yeah,
pretty much. Whitetails, birds, game heads, mammals, life-size mounts.
What is the trick that you could tell people when they're gutting their deer out there? Are there certain things that I should take note of before I bring it into my taxidermist?
Yeah, you want to try not to make any more cuts than necessary. Don't split it up the front any further.
Don't go all the way up.
Don't go all the way up the front. That just causes more work. Watch the butcher cuts.
All right. What about obviously blood and that sort of thing on the hide? Just make sure that it's clean when it's coming in here.
Yeah, if you can keep it as clean as possible, that just makes things go much smoother. Makes it easier. Blood and dirt in the skin is not good.
All right. So would I just wash that off if I had a lot of them, just some water and that sort of thing?
Yeah, you can. I mean, the best thing to do is after you make a kill, wash all the blood off you can, and it'll dry. It'll be fine.
All right.
That makes things a lot easier.
One of the things I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, your detail work, you really take time with the eyes and some of the little details that really make a mount stand out.
Right. All mounts are seamless. I don't do any seaming up the back. They're seamless mounts. That way I can spend a little more time on the detail, what you're going to look at, the eyes, nose, ears, the facial work.
Well, Larry, thanks again for being a sponsor here on the Big Buck Poll.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, Larry Bauman's been with us. He's with Outfitters Taxidermy in Vicksburg, where you can register your deer in the Big Buck Poll contest. One of the hunts we're giving away this year is in southern Ohio with Whitetail Kings, and Tim King is a big proponent of taking kids out in the woods, and so we caught up with him as he took his daughter hunting in Ohio.
Yeah, we're right on the threshold of the youth hunt, Tim, and I too agree. That's probably one of the most exciting things I think a parent can do or a father can do is to bring your kids out in the woods and take them deer hunting.
All right, let's go hunting with the Whitetail Kings, Tim King and his daughter.
My name's Michaela. I'm hunting up here in Guernsey County, Ohio with my dad. We already saw a doe on our way up here before we were in our stand. It's a beautiful night for hunting.
It's a perfect evening, no wind. What an uneventful morning.
us, and the deer are probably gonna come down to eat out of the food plot, or they'll just come down to look around or something. There's a stream behind us, and I think there's one in front of us.
We got a big ridge right here. The deer just funnel off the ridge into this food plot. They eat this biologic like they're starving. Just mowing it down. Mark and I were in the stand the other night, had 23 deer come into this food plot. A couple of bucks, but no shooters. She shot a 9-point buck right out of this same food plot. Over there out of a blind.
Hunting the Ohio hardwoods. We've been hunting hard, and took us from archery into the first day of gun before we scored. But we got this decent buck down. He's not a monster, but he's obviously respectable. And I don't know what he'll score, but he's a real nice buck.
We're in the woods, and I'm having a great time and just being really happy.
Well, not only did Tim King provide us with that great hunt today, but he's also providing a hunt that we're giving away on our buck poll. And you know, Mike, Southern Ohio, as you know, has a lot of big bucks for people to hunt.
Yeah, I've gone usually once or twice a year. I sneak outside of Michigan. I go down to Ohio because I have relatives that own some properties down there, and you manage every now and then to get yourself a big one. As a matter of fact, the Ohio buck is right over your shoulder.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it's over my shoulder. Anyway, that's why they call him Big Buck Hoffner. All right, stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Tim the Jerky Brewer, and we're going to talk about wood choices in making your jerky this year. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. All right, you've got the deer. You're going to make some jerky. How can you enhance the flavor? With wood.
I'll tell you what. I was out on the lake this summer, and Mr. Fu Manchu, Tim the Jerky Man Brewer, was out there. And I'll tell you what, he absolutely, here we are in the middle of July, he brings a bag of jerky with him, and I had a chance to sample it, but guess what? It was awesome.
Oh, yes, it is. We'll have our jerky contest, and you'll be able to bring your jerky to the Soaring Eagle March 3rd, 2012, and that's where we'll pick our winner, and we'll have some great prizes. All right, what kind of wood? Here's Tim the Jerky Brewer.
Hi, I'm Tim the Jerky Brewer with my good buddy Dan Richards. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Tim.
We're here today to talk about different woods that you can use for smoking your jerky, and I brought Dan today because he's an expert in this kind of thing. He knows how to identify one tree from another out in the woods and knows a little bit about these various woods. So we're first going to start out with wood that you can get from the local grocery store or local hunting supply store, prepackaged to smoke your jerky. Dan, is this stuff any good?
Yes, it is. It's my favorite, actually. It comes in a bag. I don't have to do any work. I just go and buy it. It comes in chunks, chips, whatever you'd like. You can get mesquite, you can get hickory, you get apple, you get oak, you get maple, and you get pecan, which is all seasoned and it's ready to go.
I've heard you can even get old whiskey barrels, oak whiskey barrels cut up. I've never used that myself, but maybe some of our viewers out there have used it, and they can get into the Q1 website and send something on our blog saying how good or bad it was. Let's talk about this group of wood right here, pines and cedars. Smells great, but is it good for smoking jerky?
Actually, it's not. because it leaves a harsh residue, and it has a lot of creosote. It's in the wood, and it's not a good flavor to
Okay,
use.
all right. Over here is some of our hardwoods. We've got various kinds. I think this one we just cut up in my brother's woods the other day. Tell us a little bit about these and how they influence the flavors of your jerky.
Well, we have different varieties here. You just picked up a piece of hickory. Hickory is good. It has a heavy base smoke to it. You use it for hams, you use it for stuff like that, you know, bacon. And then we have maple. Maple, there's two different varieties of maples. You got soft maple and hard maple. Both leave a sweet scent, sweetness to the meat, and it's very good.
Kind of like syrup taste?
Yeah, actually. We also have oak. There's different varieties of the oaks. Oaks are always good. Oaks also, you can use them as a good base wood for smoking. It leaves a nice, good flavor to the meat. Then you would come down, maybe even use some of your fruit woods with it, Tim.
Okay, let's talk about the various kinds of fruit woods we have here.
Actually, we have a piece of cherry right here. Cherry's good. This isn't. This is just your regular cherry that you'd cut off your fence row. And we have different type of fruit woods here. We've got plum, we've got peach, and we've actually have grapevine, which actually adds a nice flavor to the meat if you want to finish it out.
Okay. This particular grapevine, I've bundled them all together so they're all close to the heat source and they all can smolder and smoke. You don't have scraggling pieces all over the place that aren't burning and wasted. Eventually this twine will burn up that I bundled them with, but this is a good way to get all of the pieces of grapevine to smoke. To recap then, we have the pines and the cedars. You want to stay away from those. They give a bitter taste to your meat. You don't want to use those. Hardwoods like hickory and oak give a deep flavor to your jerky, great for venison. Maple to give it maybe more of a sweet accent, or if you want to use some of this hardwood, mix it with some fruit wood like plum or apple or cherry. Now, if I'm getting fruit wood, you know, you can walk up to a local orchard or something like that and get them. Is there?
Yeah, you can actually, but the thing I would be worried about would be the chemicals that they've used on the woods for years. They spray them with pesticides, and most of them are oil-based, so that actually soaks into the wood, and it's still in the wood, so it may affect the meat in some way.
So you want to be careful of that. Next time you're cutting down a tree in your woods or in your front yard, take the time to figure out what you have. Consider what we've told you today about the different kinds of woods that you can use for smoking. And rather than taking everything you have and putting it over in your fire pit or your brush pile, instead of just throwing away to waste it,
smoke your jerky and taste it.
I'm Tim the Jerky Brewer for the Q1 Buck Poll.
We invite you to be a part of the Q1 Buck Poll this year. If you're out there hunting and you get some great footage, send it to us and we'll feature you on the show. In addition, we have some wonderful prizes we're giving away. CVA muzzleloaders, we've got dart and bows, we've got tree stands from Gorilla Tree Stands. We just have a lot of different prizes we're giving away, and we'll conclude this year at the Soaring Eagle on March 3rd. And Mike, we have so many registration locations, people just need to go to q1buckpoll.com to find out where to take their buck or doe.
There's no excuse not to get registered, so register now.
The final thing we're giving away on March 3rd, of course, is that ATV from Custom Connection Motorsports, and everybody who enters the contest has a chance, whether you have a big buck like Big Buck or not, you have a chance to win. So make sure you get registered today. For Mike Big Buck Hoffner, I'm Tim Hart. Whenever you're out in the woods, be safe, and thanks for watching this week's edition of the Q1 Buck Poll.
For the latest on Michigan hunting, pick up the current edition of Woods and Water News, Michigan's premier outdoor publication, available on newsstands or by subscription. Woods and Water News, proud sponsor of the Q1 Buck Poll.
Tim, the Jerky Brewer, he's going to talk about wood choices. Ready? That was
awesome.
Freaking good.
That was pretty good. I mean, you have to be able to tell them that sucked and you got to do it over again, so don't be afraid to say that.
And most of the time you're going to be saying, Mike, could you do that again? Mike, could you do that again? Mike.
Look at your camera, please.
Mike, the camera's over there, not right here, not there.
I'm talking to you.
You know, we used to have to put my head on that camera because Big Buck had no idea he would be going. Like one of those bobbleheads.
Okay.
We say, Mike, please look at the camera.
Okay, I'm on it. You do it.
You know. Then he wore a hat one day and then it messed up his hair, and the next thing you know, you can't do it.
I'm not wearing a hat.
Oh, you need to.
There's a reason why he wears the hat and I don't. Hair, no hair.
Okay, Hoffner 1, me 0. The year has started. Oh, yes. Wood choice is going.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
Well, if he doesn't kick the camera, I'd have had the clothes. Oh, not the laugh. There's the famous.
I hate to say it, but the new lighting we got in would cause an awesome glare off of your forehead if you took that hat off.
Hey, that's why I'm growing hair right here now.
I see that.
I'm working on that right now. That's freaking really good, Mike.
Getting better.
Hang on.
That's my Ohio baby.
That's my Ohio deer. Oh no, I don't think it is. I don't think
Did
it's
you shoot
too.
that deer?
I videotaped. I probably videotaped more deer than you killed. Buster Brown. Oh yeah.
And
That
I
we're
watched
coming
this
in.
buck come in, as I have to stomp on his head to get him to turn around.
And then you know what it is? I can't wait for you. I'm shooting because I'm Big Buck Hoffner. I'm like, I get over there. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I shot.
That's not the way it works.
I shot him.
TV does not work like that. You
Well,
wait
for me.
for the camera guy.
I can. I wait
have
to
to.
shoot first, ask questions later.
And then next thing you know, he's like, why'd you get that on camera? Well, I'm gonna do the recovery. Did you get that? Oh, it was an awesome shot. Right through 55 limbs and